First of all, sorry for the inconvenience caused. So we move on. We proceed for the remaining 15 minutes. Okay, we move on with the social innovation. What is meant by social innovation? Innovation that involve the social well-being of the community, for example. So some begin with community composting in Selangor school if you stay in Selangor, but somehow along the way you will face resistance in terms of time constraint, right? The trust of the community and perception of waste behavior, for example. And we can start with by building microsystem, for example, by having local champion through school canteen compost bins. You if you have noticed before this in your school, maybe you are aware about composting activities in your school, or you just aware it when you are in university, or you just aware it recently. Okay, maybe next one is to be pivoted to upcycling, in specific to Bokashi, education and partnership with local government. But sometimes, in order to partner with local government is quite tricky because you need data, for example, and you need something that can blow their mind. And I believe this project will be something that feeding them. And last but not least is the importance of visible impact and community ownership so that they will feel included, they will feel empowered so that it will be more sustainable. But for me, because my journey and my experience is slightly different because I had get I had participated, I got involved already in the indigenous uh, children and kids in Semenye. It was very rural area, so I get involved with them almost 1 and 2 years. So basically, I have the foundation over there in terms of running the community project. So that's why my first activity somehow I begin with something big, a grant, a national grant from the Ministry of Higher Education, and I managed to pull off the project until it will receive so many recognition that I will explain later on. And I would like to highlight over here, in order to leverage it, in order to leverage academic and community partnership, especially we are in the academic institution, right? So of course we don't want it to be an institution to produce graduate only, as some people say. So of course, in order to make sure that the University for Society is something that is a good model that the community of, for example, can feel relate to. So I believe this is one of the approach so that they can feel like, okay, this university I feel like belong with them. So that is what we want. That's what we are looking for. And I believe in any social innovation project, we should have publication not only in high impact scientific publication, but it can also be in the newspaper and maybe a layman term, right? So that the message can come across uh, no with no boundary, for example, and you can have talk and sharing here and there, and if possible it would be much better if you can contribute to the policy with the government. So that's why we are, so for example, this is my one of my I could say biggest accomplishment, because this is the project with the social community in Flat Ikan. If you stay in Sedang, I believe you are very familiar with this Flat Ikan. So it consists of retired people passionately working on Kebun community. So basically, we have different phases. So we start with the community outreach in so many engagement before we believe that okay they can give commitment. So the most important part is to make sure that the community can give commitment and they are committed towards your initiative or your innovation, for example, so that's going to be more sustainable. So this is the most crucial part, especially the first phase. And next one, we can have this waste collection for a station. So we can see here the waste that drop off by local community, for example, they participate very well because they can see that okay something is running in this community, so we can let's just support the initiative, right? And after that, the students conducted the finding, for example, in the laboratory session, in the laboratory setup. So from the finding at the laboratory, so we translate it in the community. So that's what we call translational research. And after that, they integrate it in they integrate it in kebun community, in flat ikan, and to the point that they can empower and they can generate the income up until now with a lower price for the local, maybe for the local neighborhood. So this project has received coverage from Utusan Malaysia, and sorry, I think Hara Metro as well as RTM. So they record the documentary on our project. So I feel so honored and I feel so flattered to get this kind of recognition. And this project has won the best project in 2022 as the academic officer, and also my student Vignesh is my master student, so he has completed the master with graduate on time GOT, and he also managed to win this project for the student uh, category in 2020, and after that I won it in 2022. So basically, next project. This is the recent project that we are running with the social enterprise we named as Ikalui, located in Sungai Hululangan. So basically, it is the basic social enterprise SAB by the Ministry of Entrepreneur and Cooperative Development, COSCOP. So Zalina, Pon Zalina is ex Petronas. She was working with Petronas previously before she retired and decided to establish her own social enterprise named Ekalui. So basically, Ekalui provides curated farm and garden-based learning program and products for students and teachers in support of ESD. As well, it offers organic farm produce, local fruits to address food safety and food security. And recently, they have the durian picnic, something like that, in the area, in the Ikalui. So I think it's quite nice. They are selling these ideas of very laid back and very nature kind of thing. In terms of, at the same time, also they promote sustainability. So this is really good initiative. So we have several phases. Basically, first phase has been completed, and we are moving on to second phase right now, and I really hope that we can complete with the third phase, which is competency, so that it can be completed, it can be completely empowered. So basically, recently, this project has received invitation by RTM, so they are interested to do the shooting for this activity, for this project. So we are so happy for that, and of course, the impact should be good for community, for the government, for the social enterprise, for the institutions, and also for the mass and social media as well as the environment. So this is what we call pentahelix principle. So it encompasses the multi sections collaboration to make sure that we can publish and we can produce a very high impact social innovation activity. So basically, the failures that taught me, of course, by overestimating community tech readiness. So we believe that everyone is tech savvy. No, the truth is not that. And of course, not only tech savvy and the readiness to give commitment. So that is also different story, because that's why I told you last time, right? Previously, the community engagement, especially the first month, second month, is really crucial to make sure that whether they gonna be successful or not. If not, if they are not giving commitment, because we want to make sure that the community can own the project, so that we are here to just facilitate the project. Okay, and next one is to underestimate the logistic complexity. I still remember when I had the project in Semenye. It's very rural and it's very difficult and very challenging, and I never thought it's going to be that challenging. So sometimes, even though I went there, so that's why some failures that of course we can take a lesson learned in the learning curve. And the most importantly is most people maybe not planning sustainability after funding, and so that's not what we want, because we don't want to create another white elephant, so which is not good, right? So of course we have to make sure that we can have what's next. So especially the exit strategy should be very well established, so that it can be uh, it can be there for the longest time possible. So the key learning is the technology is, maybe we can say 20%, but the most important thing, important thing is the relationship with the stakeholders, in maybe the with the community, or 80%. So I think I just skip this. I think it's almost the same thing. Okay, of course, next one is how we want to build the stakeholder trust. Of course, this is a one skill. So sometimes you have to put yourself at the same level or maybe lower than them so that they can, in order to gain their trust. Because sometimes, most importantly, we it's not necessarily to be engaging with the leader for maybe with the go to kampong, yeah, because sometimes you have to know, you have to determine the that people that can influence others. So that is the most important people that you have to capture, because that's why you have to make sure you celebrate small wins publicly by posting on TikTok, maybe on Facebook, on any available platform, so that they feel appreciated and included, and make sure that the early involvement of all actors, not just giving money, so that it will be collective effort. And the most important thing is to make sure that we can have transparent impact reporting. For example, how many kilogram food waste that has been rescued or saved, or maybe how many meals have been delivered. So there's going to be very numerical impact, which is very convincing for some people. No, most some people. For most people, okay, as I mentioned previously, so the principle of circular economy in food, it can be prevent, reduce, reuse, recycle, recover. So I believe your approach is reduce, yeah, reduce. Yeah, reduce, right? Use less, collect and sort waste. Yeah, minimize waste, less nature resource. Yeah, all along the way lah, prevent and reduce, so that there's going to be highest hierarchy in the waste food waste hierarchy, so which is a very favorable method approach. And if, for example, bread surplus can feed shelters versus the one that rots in bins. So that's what we don't want, right? Because what's the point of having bread that can still be eaten? For example, of course, it's not leftovers, but something that is still in good nutritional value, so it can still be eaten. But those are the perceptions that can be changed and can be empowered so that people can embrace it. And of course, the technology that can enable better sorting, tracking, and reporting is very much welcome. So, which area that you are most excited about in this project? Is it AI in sustainability? Is it mobile tech? Is it food rescue or community organizing? Ask yourself. Okay, the key takeaways, maybe I can say that here. The food waste is a solvable crisis with community and technology, for example. And we can see here that the circular design means nothing is wasted, everything is valued from waste to wealth. So that's what we want. So that's what we are pushing for, so that it will be very, very better environment for the world for the next generation. And you have to start where you are in your position, maybe as a student or a coder, activist or educators. So because we have to start small. If you don't start small, then how are you going to start big? And we don't want it to be too late before this world or this mother nature has been disrupted. Okay, we don't want that to happen. So be the connector, be it technology plus trust plus time, so that it can be very impactful activity. Okay, so you can connect with me on social or maybe professional networking through LinkedIn as well as TikTok. Feel free to ask the question. You can email me, or you can just don't forget to post on IG with the proper hashtag SDG2 Circular Economy Tech for Good. And thank you for participating. I'm waiting for your question and answer in the email or maybe in my other social networking. Okay. All right, with you. Okay, over to you, Elvin. Thank you for this initiative. I really appreciate it, and I hope and I really wish you all the best for your project. And just make sure that make yourself proud. Okay. Bye bye.